Okay, we are looking at our Excel now. This is one way to run R from Excel, or you can do the same using VBA in Excel. The only trouble that I feel here is that when you say want to run something, you have to run R. So there would be a R module running all the time. It would not be like R would remain closed. And the reason for that is that whenever you want to do any computation in R has to be open. Now this is a relatively old plugin. The data that you see here is of 2010. And what this actually does is that when you install this and you also install one of its driver, so there are two things that you would like to install, the main thing and the driver thing. When everything is done, you have this RXL add-in. Now this add-in would run your code, would get you some output, would create some charts from you, and once that is done, you can get that into Excel. So if you have a named range and probably you want to get that into Excel, do something and get the graph here, you can possibly do that, so that we are not making any mistake. So this is one of the add-ins that you can use. I was just checking this add-in and I'm going to do some of the plays again for you. So the add-in's name is RXL. It can do a lot of play. You can run this from Excel, you can run this from VBA. I did not try it with VBA, but once you connect R, you can get things into R. So here is some example. The first example is you should have this add-in and you should start R. When I clicked on this start, an R console came up. If you closely observe, this is 32-bit R. I generally start with a 64-bit R. Many of the times while using the add-in, I am using 64, so then it creates trouble in some of those add-ins when I wanted to open R. The next part, moving one step ahead from here, is to run this. So select this and run code, and you're not seeing it, but this is actually gone there. So let me check this. So ZA, so ZA has gone there. Let me change this to just test. So this is like ZAA, and let me run this code and let me go there and see if A is there. So A is not there, probably this does not run. Okay, let's do now. So probably I've clicked on the edit thing, so it did not went there. So this is how it would work. You can get a lot of things here. Now the one thing that I am concerned about is, can you take named ranges from here directly to there? And that's something interesting. We are going to look that very soon in this video. So the next part, select an empty cell and get the value and prompt it. So if I want to get some value from R and I have formula written there, so they say to me that go here, get R value, say array, in the expression link this cell and you got the value. So this is as good as from what I would believe is doing the same in R. Let me just double check. Yes, so this is as good as playing around with the things and getting them into R. Now selecting an empty cell, get R value and prompt indicate the cell ZB. Let's check that. So select an empty cell further, example J21. Okay. On the content menu, select get R value and prompted indicate the cell number to ZB. Let's try to do this. Get R value and ZB. Where is ZB? Okay, not a problem. So let's skip this for now. I'll get this. So select a matrix to write put R and when prompted name ZC. So select a matrix, put R an array name, you can either refer this or you can use some string. And if things go right, you should have that here. So this ZC, did I put ZC or ZP? 14, 29, yeah, so that's one. So this is one way to keep doing this. You can try to put around, so you can get any named range into R. You can run those computation and you can bring them back here. So this is one add-in that you can probably use in R. I hope this was helpful. This might help you to get an alternative validation from Excel of any complicated Monte Carlo simulation that you are doing. Thank you for watching.